I think in game three, on the bot lane inhibitor push wherein you were set by Minotaur. What was the comms? Like what happened there? Can you just share to us?
Sa 1-1
Pwede mag-Tagalog, okay lang.
Siguro po na-hype din kami tas na-late yung usap namin kung anong plano namin na gagawin doon sa top lane. Balak namin sana basagin lang. So kasi namin yung 1-1. Nag-hero kami. Tas nagkamali kami kaya kami naubos. Wala din kami mga spell kaya mahirap talaga mag-commit doon kaya mali talaga kami doon.
Renje was saying that the team was hyped up and that they were late to call the right play and they were missing spells. They got confused on whether to go for the push, but then they suddenly zeroed in on 1-1, and that's why that happened. For Coach, what were the issues in Game 5 that made it hard for Blacklist against Onic?
Tingin ko number one sa draft meron kaming pwedeng i-improve. Then number two, mas naka-adapt na sila sa ginagawa namin. Lalo na nung early game, mas naging na sila, mas ginawa na nila yung aggressiveness na ginagawa namin, ginaya na nila kaya mas nakalamang sila sa early game nung game 5.
So, according to Coach MTB, he thinks that the draft for Game 5 was lacking and that Onic successfully adapted to the early game rotation of Blacklist. That's why they kind of copied what Blacklist aggressiveness and they were able to take the lead in the early game.
All right, so high Blacklist, tough loss indeed. Anyway, my question would be, some would argue that this series could have been a 3-0 victory for you guys, but yeah, eventually the tides were turned. So what happened? How come Onic were able to bounce back in this series?
I think dahil yun sa experience nila kasi napakarami na rin nilang tournament na nasalihan na magkakasama. So every time na naglalaro sila, maraming beses sila na na-experience na tumating sa ganong crucial moment na kahit na sobrang lamang yung kalaban, kaya nilang baliktarin pa rin dahil sa experience.
Okay, so according to Coach MTV, the biggest factor is that Onic is very experienced. I mean, they've been through a lot of tournaments together as a group. And because of that sort of circumstance, whatever situation they face, they can actually turn the tables when things get tough. So there.
Question kay Oheb. I will just asking, what went through your mind when you jumped back in dun sa game 4 with the Blazing Duet? O yung 1v3?
Ano? Wala, hindi ko alam. Ganun lang ako maglaro talaga pag nakalamang kami. Pag kasi nakakalamang kami, sobrang aggressive ng playstyle ko talaga. Kasi pag kasi nakakalamang ako, sobrang na-maximize ko talaga yung lead ko. As in, kahit yung mga maliliit na bagay na ma-maximize ko. Tsaka calculated ko naman yung pagpasok ko dun kasi wala silang CC, tas wala ring nature yung 1-1, tas walang huhuli sa akin, tsaka papatay sa akin. Wala silang item din.
According to Oheb, he said that he plays like that when they have the lead, and it was a calculated move because they don't have CC skills. That's why he went for the jump.
Hi, Blacklist. So it was a really close game, a very good series overall. But this is the second time na you guys lost to Onic. You also lost to them sa MSC Grand Finals. And between MSC and now, you obviously prepared a lot, especially for Onic. What do you think is still missing that caused you guys to
ultimately lose the series today?
I think isa sa mga factor kasi kahit na nakakapag-ready kami sa mga teams, lalo na nakalaban na namin yung Onic during MSC, isang factor yung nag-improve din kasi yung Onic kahit na during MSC malakas na sila. Then yun yung hinahabol kasi ng team and gusto naming malagpasan. But apparently ngayong araw mas malakas pa rin talaga sila.
So coach says that ultimately, while Blacklist is also improving, Onic is also improving at a faster pace, and that's the thing that they need to overcome to finally beat Onic. My last question is up next is going to be Deus Volt versus Onic. Honest opinion, who do you think will win that match?
Kanina yung tanong.
Deus Volt versus Onic. Who do you think will win?
Okay, Lancer.
Anyone from
Anyone.
Players daw.
Lahat ba?
Sige. Lahat daw.
3-2, Onic.
Onic pa din yun.
Onic.
Onic.
Onic. Still Onic. 3-0.
Thank you and good luck for your nenext games.
Tip yung trash talk.
Question from One Esports for coach. We know Renegade can use rumor initiators too. Why do you use a meta healer or ube?
Yung is the because. The reason is
Siguro ang best reason is number one, kung depende talaga kung sinong team yung kalaban namin, kung gaano magiging effective yung healers versus sa kalaban namin. And number two, kung gusto talaga ni Rene J gamitin. Minsan kasi ayaw niya mag-healers kasi nakakantok daw.
So Coach MTV says it depends on the composition of the counterpart team. And number two, it depends on Rene J. Sometimes he doesn't like utility roamers because it's boring to use. Yeah. Next question.
Sleepy.
sleepy to use.
You lost against Fire Flux in the group stage, and now you will meet them again in the lower bracket. How will you prepare for the match? I think anyone can answer.
Ano ba yung tanong?
You lost against Fire Flux in the group stage, and now you will meet them again in the lower bracket. How will you prepare for the match?
Ano po? Siguro kailangan lang po namin gawing consistent po yung mga ginagawa po namin yung playstyle po na ginawa po namin sa Oni kasi nung last time na kalaban namin sila parang parang hindi kami lahat nag-online kaya ngayon papakita namin sila yung sa kanila yung tunay na laro ng Blacklist.
According to Sensui, last time they weren't able to play up to their potential, but this time they will show to Farflux the real Blacklist International. So the last question is from Esports ID. Blacklist has a history of going down to the lower bracket in the M series, especially in M3. So do you think that there is such a thing as lower bracket buff?
Uy, ito ko.
Totoo ba yung lower bracket buff, kumbaga?
Sige na. Nakaready si Kilo.
Ay, ready ka na? Sige na, yun ikaw na.
Di ko alam, di ko alam yun.
Sige na,
Di
ikaw
ko
na.
alam yun.
Sabi
Ay, si Coach lang.
Ano yung tanong? Ay, sige na. Tangin.
Lower bracket buff.
Si Coach, baka may gusto.
What do you think? Siguro yung tinatabi nilang lower bracket buff. Nagmumula kasi yun sa sa player na alam nilang do or die na yung game nila. So, siyempre, ilalabas na nila yung full potential nila. Kesa dun sa may dalawa, tatlong buhay pa, parang minsan may ano pa eh, hindi pa nila, medyo komportable pa sila sa paglalaro. Ayun siguro.
According to Coach Dexter, the lower bracket buff is it only happens when the players go or they become more focused and they play to their potential. Because sometimes when they know that they can still lose and qualify for the next stage, they can't play to their full potential.
All right, thank you so much. Now we move on to 5